I would be correct to assume you want to retire in the next few years. Well, here are some astonishing statistics you did not know. According to a report published by Fidelity, only 412,000 people had over $1 million in their 401k accounts, and only 341,000 people had over $1 million in their IRA accounts. Now some of you may think those are a lot of people. But when you think about it, America's population is nearing 500 million. So, if you do the maths, less than 0.5% of the population can comfortably retire. So, I made this video on the best retirement strategies. People pay thousands of dollars to financial experts for absolutely free. Just subscribe and like the video. Retirement not only means freedom from the 9-to-5 system, but also living on a fixed income for an uncertain amount of time. You don't want to run out of money prematurely, so you need a plan to make your nest egg last as long as possible. Since everyone's situation is different, here are the best strategies financial experts advise retirees use to get the most out of their nest eggs. 1. Health account withdrawal trick strategy. Health savings accounts are designed primarily for covering medical expenses at all ages, but you can also use them for non-medical expenses. You will pay a penalty if you're under 65, but once you pass this milestone, you can use the funds just as you would a traditional IRA, with regular taxes on withdrawals, and the added bonuses of tax-free medical withdrawals and no RMDs. 2. Annuities. An annuity is a contract you make with an insurance company, whereby you pay a certain amount of money, and in exchange the insurance company sends you guaranteed monthly checks for the rest of your life. There are several types of annuities, including immediate annuities, with which you give the insurance company a lump sum in exchange for monthly checks starting right away, and deferred annuities, with which you make payments to the company, but it does not start paying you for several years. Annuities can provide another guaranteed source of retirement income besides Social Security, but they're not a good fit for everyone. They can carry high fees, and they might not generate returns as large as what you could get from other investments. They can also be difficult to get out of if you change your mind later. Weigh all these factors when deciding if an annuity is a good fit for you. 3. The 4% rule strategy. Financial advisor William Bengen is credited with creating the 4% rule, which many people use to determine their retirement withdrawals. In summary, the rule states that withdrawing 4% from a retirement fund in the first year, followed by inflation-adjusted withdrawals every year after, should ensure money is available to sustain a 30-year retirement. It has been more than 25 years since this rule was created, and current advisors say people shouldn't be too wedded to the idea of withdrawing 4%. While the concept is sound in theory, the right percentage for a retiree should be customized for a person's age and life expectancy. This is because it might work in some situations, but it has limitations as well. The 4% rule makes assumptions about how your investments will perform and how long your retirement will last, and these predictions aren't accurate for everyone. You might need to decrease your withdrawal rate if your investments take a big hit, or you may be able to bump it up if they're performing well. You can use the 4% rule as a starting point, but you should explore a few different scenarios before deciding on the right withdrawal rate for you. 4. The tax loophole strategy. The government taxes different types of savings in different ways, and understanding these is key to holding on to more of your money. You pay regular income taxes on your tax-deferred retirement distributions, and no taxes on your Roth IRA and Roth 401k retirement distributions, as long as you've had the account for at least 5 years and are at least 59.5 years old. If you have money in a taxable brokerage account, you may owe long-term capital gains taxes on your earnings, but this depends on your income. You can reduce your taxes by staying mindful of your tax bracket each year and relying more upon Roth savings when you're approaching the top of your bracket. If you have a lower income year, you could do a Roth conversion to change some of your tax-deferred savings into Roth savings so you won't owe money on those distributions later. You also need to be mindful of required minimum distributions, RMDs, once you're 72 or older, because you could pay a penalty if you don't withdraw enough annually. 5. Social Security stretch strategy. Social Security provides a guaranteed source of income in retirement, but how much you get depends on your income during your working years and the age when you begin claiming benefits. You must wait to begin benefits until your full retirement age at 66 or 67. If you want the full amount, you're entitled to based on your work record. Starting early reduces your per-check benefit. If you begin right away at 62, you'll receive only 70% of your scheduled benefit per check if your full retirement age is 67 or 75% if your full retirement age is 66. By contrast, delaying benefits can mean more money over your lifetime, but only if you live a fairly long life. If you delay benefits, you could be eligible for 124% of your scheduled benefit per check at 70 if your full retirement age is 67, or 132% if your full retirement age is 66. In short, for each year you delay the start of benefits past your full retirement age until you reach age 70, you'll get an 8% boost in your monthly Social Security payments. However, workers younger than age 50 may want to leave Social Security out of their equations for now. This is until issues surrounding the long-term solvency of the program are addressed. 6. Withdrawal to income limit strategy. Another way to approach retirement funds distribution is to limit withdrawals to income generated by investments. That means taking out dividends and interest each year, but leaving an account's principal intact. This method ensures an account doesn't run dry since the principal isn't touched. However, the downside is that annual income can be unpredictable. What's more, unless the principal amount is sizable, it may be difficult to live on dividends and interest alone. 7. Total return approach strategy. While limiting withdrawals to income feels safe, it may not be practical for everyone. Well, this strategy can help you out of that predicament. A total return strategy takes into account dividends, interest, growth, and principal for purposes of taking systematic withdrawals. These withdrawals are often used to create a predictable paycheck each month based on the 4% rule, or a similar percentage of the total fund. Although distributions from a retirement plan may equal the same percentage each month, the source of the money can vary. A financial advisor can help determine which funds to withdraw money based on fund performance, and then rebalance the portfolio as needed. 8. Money bucket strategy. For funds that don't provide guaranteed income, such as 401(k)s and IRA, a bucket strategy ensures some money is protected for short-term use while the other money is allowed to grow for long-term use. While the details can vary depending on a person's needs and life expectancy, a typical strategy might use 3 buckets. The first bucket is for your emergency fund and money you plan to spend within the next couple of years on living expenses or major purchases. These funds should be kept liquid in a high-yield savings account, so you can access them as you need them without worrying about market ups and downs. The second bucket is for money you plan to use within the next 3 to 10 years. Place these funds in safer investments, like bonds or certificates of deposit. As you use up the funds in your first bucket, you can sell or take money out of some of the assets in your second bucket to replenish the first. The third bucket is for money you don't plan to use for a decade or more. Invest this money in stocks and other assets with greater growth potential. Periodically sell some of these assets and reinvest them in the safer investments you've chosen for your second bucket. Using a bucket strategy helps ensure retirees won't have to pull money from stocks in a down market. If a recession is on the horizon, it may make sense to put even more money in cash and bond funds. 9. Earning money in retirement. You can continue to work part-time in retirement to supplement your personal retirement savings. This is a good strategy if you're worried about running out of money prematurely, and it can also help cure boredom in retirement. If you don't want to work, you could look for alternative ways to earn money in retirement, like buying properties and renting them out or investing in a local business. Keep in mind that you will owe taxes on these sources of income, and that if you don't have a steady paycheck, you must remember to set aside these funds yourself. Consider a designated savings account where you keep money for taxes so you don't accidentally spend it. In conclusion, finance experts say there are many retirement distribution strategies that can be used to stretch money further for a long retirement, and these can be combined and changed over time. Current market conditions, tax rates, and a person's expected longevity are all factors that need to be considered. So, rather than picking a single method to use throughout retirement, talk to a financial advisor about how to make the following retirement withdrawal strategies work together.